standing in this little village called Burg-on-Sands, really in the middle of nowhere. Behind me is a statue of King Edward I, the Hammer of the Scots. And the reason he's here is because in 1307, on his way to fight the Scots yet again, he died in the marshes just over there and was laid in state in the village church. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. Well, here I am on this windswept marsh, and it's here that Edward I breathed his last breath. Actually, the name Hammer of the Scots is a bit of a misnomer, because they never actually conquered Scotland, and it wasn't until 300 years later, with the death of Queen Elizabeth I, that the two kingdoms were united. So in the end it was done through diplomatic means rather than through military force. So here it is, this is St Michael's Church, and this is where Edward I's body was brought to lay in state from where he died, which is about a mile in that direction over there. You wouldn't recognise much of this is a later 14th century construction, but obviously there was a church here at the time. Those crows are noisy. So it was inside this building here that Edward I lay in state, awaiting his funeral cortege to take him down to London for burial in Westminster Abbey. So Edward I's body lay in state here in this little church, and his son and heir Edward II came and paid homage until he assumed the throne. But what's really strange is this little village, which is really still in the middle of nowhere even today, and would have been even more so back in the early 14th century. What it must have been like for the people who lived here, for not just a king to be passing through, but then to die and then to be lying in their little church and then have the next king come along. It must have been a real talking point, I think.